what to expect for this week crypto market outlook? A lot of expectation that the price of BTC and the crypto market continue to create a new all-time high. Some alt have already started to pop from the bottom. Okay, some mini altcoins have already went up to more than 10 to 20x. But nonetheless, we're going to see here for Bitcoin. So I think the last 24 to 48 hours, Bitcoin have already made a correction or a breather. So it went all the way to 122, right? 122K. Then finally it dipped back down again to a low of 116 or 117. Now it's slowly starting to climb back up again to about 118, right? 118 to 119. So how does this thing is going to play out? Okay, of course we have OGs as well. Investors have been buying since the early days of crypto, finally starting to shift or probably starting to dump. Okay, so this could also cause another pullback or a breather. So it went down about 1.8%, okay, to a low of 117.8K. Okay, due to also traders are making some profits as well, buying low, selling high. All right, and then of course we are looking to other areas as well, right? So is the rally still ongoing, or should we see a pause or consolidation? Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of people are having high expectation that the price of BTC will continue to rally. Some are expecting about 250K by end of this year. Okay, so my conservative approach would be 120 to 140. So I've also scaled out my position, okay, for BTC bit by bit. Okay, along the way going to Q4 will be scaling out even more. Okay, so yeah, you will see a lot of expert analysts, okay, of big companies, okay, mentioning that the Bitcoin price can go way more higher. Then of course you have to ask yourself, okay, are you still going to hold, or what is your exit plan? Okay, because here you can see another risk is letting euphoria drive decision. Again, a lot of people make mistakes that you hold all the way up, all the way down, round trip the position. So they never even take out their capital, okay, never even take out the profits for investment. So they ride it up and all the way down. So you don't want to make the same mistake if you have been in crypto since the last cycle. So this cycle you have to prepare. Okay, I think this is the final leg up. There's no more. I believe the price of crypto most likely will end by end of this year or probably by Q1 2026. Okay, so risk can build quickly. Escalation of trade tension, okay, due to European, Mexico, and other trading partners to trigger sharp correction, right? So yeah, I think that could be it also. And of course, the latest crypto bill also have been rejected or mistaken under the Trump's administration. So that could also cause another pullback or a short-term breather. Okay, and then we look here, Bitcoin struggled in this de-risking period, but showed subtle hints of relative strength versus equities by outperforming equities, okay, during the liquidation date. So probably we can see Bitcoin maybe slowly capitulating, or say how do I put it? It is not considered correlating with the stock market. Slowly it's moving out, okay, and slowly it's moving out its own type of movement compared to the stock market. Because I think last year as well, we have seen crypto and stocks are moving together. As long as the S&P 500 moves towards the upside, cryptos so happen also to move accordingly. Okay, so should we see Bitcoin continues to rally? Again, of course, altcoins also not to forget. Maybe you might see some altcoin season, or probably the dominance will hit over. So that would be another thing as well. Okay, so the excitement at the top is real. For those who manage their entries, exit, and funding exposure carefully are the best position for whatever comes next. So you can see here, what is your exit strategy? Very, very important. Okay, so every time when I ask you, example like Bitcoin, have you sell half? A lot of people ask, oh, I'm only holding small amount. That doesn't justify your exit plan. Okay, it's nothing to do with whether your investment is small or big. What is your moment of decision when you got the token? Example like Airdrop. Like for me, I always sell half, keep half. So I don't have to bother whether the price go up or go down. Right? So knowingly, I have already made a decision to sell half and keep half, and the remaining will continue to ride. Okay? So a lot of people, they go in, they do not have a plan, they do not have a game plan. All they do is going in, coming in, topping up fresh money in their pocket. And then euphoria hits, they still continue to think that the market can continue to go all the way up. Then what happens? Market reverse, thinking that the market can continue to go back up and recover. Then what happened? It went down again. So these are the things that you have to take note. All this, okay, need to have a game plan, exit strategy as well, because we are already at second half of the year, heading to Q4. That will be the last rally. Then moving on next, okay, talking about Ethereum. Okay, so what's next for Ethereum? A lot of anticipation that most likely Ethereum is bottoming out against Bitcoin. And slowly you see Ethereum slowly starts to outperform against Bitcoin. While you can see here, okay, Bitcoin starts to fall while Ethereum climbs. Okay, so you can see the dominance slowly starts to fall as well, BTC dominance. Okay, overall, the dominance is still uptrend, still creating a higher low. Okay, not to forget that. And then what we can see right now, we are slowly shifting. Market is slowly shifting. Altcoins transitioning. Okay, Bitcoin players or probably investors, traders are slowly shifting their money from Bitcoin to Ethereum, slowly to alt as well. So that's why we can see when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, okay, usually Bitcoin will peaks for a couple of days or weeks. And then slowly we can see Ethereum start to move and then start to outperform against Bitcoin. Then from there, you see your altcoins that you're holding starts to outperform as well, starts to gain traction. Okay. So yeah, I think overall this is quite positive for now. Okay, because we are still yet to see a rate cut coming in from the Federal Reserve. Okay, because the next FOMC meeting will be end of this month, which is 30th of July. But unlikely that they will cut because they already shown signs that they have no intention to cut for this month. Most likely will be on September. Okay, most likely will be on September that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rate for the very first time for this year. Okay, so yeah, nonetheless, you can see here, BTC is slowly consolidating. Okay, it's slowly giving up gains, and Ethereum now is most likely to take over. Okay, all right, so yeah, that's what I can say. And then next, I'm going to see here. Okay, so if you're still sitting on the sidelines, and if your net worth is multiple 6 to 7 figure, okay, so that's what usually people will say is that you need to have at least one BTC in your portfolio or in your investment exposure. Okay, because I think a lot of people are still not into crypto yet. Okay, the majority of the people still do not know what is Bitcoin, what is blockchain all about. Okay, so a lot of opportunity, but nonetheless, Bitcoin, there's only finite supply of 21 million. Okay, and this supply will eventually be gone very, very soon. Okay, you can see MicroStrategy, BlackRock, all those hedge funds are actually heavily accumulating. Okay, so I think all those millionaires will be left out if they live in this industry. So of course, you can see Bitcoin price will be very scarce in the long run. Okay, you can see $1 million in the next 10 years. Okay, or probably by 2030, next 5 years, who knows? Okay, so yeah, you can see a lot of, you can see millionaires should consider buying this one BTC. Okay, so I think a lot of millionaires will be fighting tooth and nail to get into position. Okay, so even the president of 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀, also mentioning what here, pointing out that not all millionaires will be able to pick up whole Bitcoin. Right? Why? It's because 21 million Bitcoin only ever exists. Okay, and then how many millionaires in the world? 50 millionaires. Okay, 50 million of millionaires worldwide. Okay, so grabbing even half of BTC will be out of reach by everyone if everyone tried to do so. So you can see how scarce it is, how valuable of Bitcoin. Okay, so right, if you do not have exposure, maybe you should at least own something. Okay, believe in something. That's what people always say. So probably Bitcoin is always a go-to. Okay, a first coin that you should be owning if you're new into crypto, rather than owning meme coins. Okay, probably a good start is always owning some exposure to Bitcoin. Okay, and then that's where you will start your journey in crypto. Right, so you're talking about supply crunch and demand rising as well. So you can see, you're going to see a supply shock coming in, especially from the exchange. People are drawing out, okay, self-custody as well. So that's where you can see the supply also will be getting lesser. Demand will definitely grow. Why? Is because you can see a lot of those family offices, hedge funds, okay, public listed company, okay, will definitely get their hands for BDC as well. Once you see BlackRock, MicroStrategy, okay, and other public listed company, they have been accumulating a lot. That's when they will start to come in as well. Again, so yeah, overall very bullish. This will take time, but definitely it will come very soon. All right, so you can see the movement is coming in. 122,000 for one BDC. Okay, all-time high. We are still yet to see any euphoria situation yet. Okay, so not much of a buzz lately in the media. People are still not aware of what's happening, especially in the retail, but slowly they're coming in. Then next, we're going to see coming in from Federal Reserve. Okay, as you know that I think Trump is becoming very impatient against Jerome Powell. Is yet to reduce the interest rate. What's more, with this coming 30th of July meeting, again, still yet to maintain the rates instead of cutting. So I think most likely Trump will replace Jerome Powell very, very soon. And then most likely this person will come into power, which is 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. He's also the Trump's administration. He's a secretary, a treasury secretary under the Trump's administration. Okay, but again, I think firing Jerome Powell, okay, I don't think it will be appropriate because his term will end somewhere around next year May. But I don't think anyone can wait until May next year. That will be the bear market. All right, that will be the end of the crypto market cycle for the bulls. Okay, so yeah, so 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 mentioning what here? Made it clear that the tradition of a Fed chair stepping down completely should be followed. Okay, then also giving him warning. Okay, but if Powell stayed on the Fed's board after finishing his term as chair, it would confuse the market. Yeah, so again, a lot of people are expecting Jerome Powell to use the interest rate, but again, he still doesn't want. Still want to maintain. Then again, by September, most likely to reduce, right? So again, yeah, this is the thing. There's a new concern that is coming in from Trump's administration. Everybody wants the interest rate to go down because we can see other countries like Europe, okay, Canada, UK have already reduced the interest rate, but except for US. So as you know that all global economy, including the financial markets, the US is always the leading indicator when it comes to cutting down interest rate, okay, trading, logistics, okay, everything is all leading to America. So yeah, all depending on Trump's side or Powell, whether he will make a shocking move or maybe we might never know. Right, reduce the rate. So let's see. Okay, and then next we're going to see here. So this event is happening next week. Okay, Malaysia's blockchain week. It is every once a year. I think they had it last year as well. This will be the second year. Okay, so for those of you who are serious into crypto, probably this event is for you. Might want to join. Okay, and then I think you have to pay to go. So this is a ticket. So it's happening next Monday, Tuesday, and it's a working day. It's not a holiday. Okay, 10 to 6 p.m. So it will be a challenge for those of you who are working. Okay, but for those of you who are doing this full time or freelance, or be on your own boss, you might want to take a chance to actually learn and to actually network people there and get to know more about what's really happening in the blockchain industry, especially in Malaysia itself. Okay, so what is Malaysia is developing in terms of their blockchain development. Okay, a lot of developers in Malaysia as well. Okay, so you can see the agenda. Okay, what to expect for these 2 days? Okay, from 10 a.m. all the way to 6. Okay, you can see this topic is about surviving wealth. Okay, money goes on chain, scaling the future. So there are a lot of things to learn. If you are new, it is good to participate. Okay, get yourself equipped with the knowledge. Okay, then of course I think they provide some refreshment as well. Then of course there are a lot of partners, sponsors are there. So this is something quite similar to Token 2049 Singapore, but I believe Singapore is much more better because there are a lot of participants. Of course, there are a lot of exchange token founders are there as well. Okay, so this is also a good start for those of you who are new into crypto, might want to get started in your crypto journey. Okay, we'll send this to you. So myblockchain.com. myblockchainweek.com. So if you're keen, then you can just sign up. You can just register a ticket for yourself. Okay, so hope to see you guys there next Monday and Tuesday. Week. Right, then moving on next. Okay, so what's happening? Talking about fear and greed index. Okay, so this is coming in from CryptoCon. So where are we now? Okay, so if you look at the chart here, currently it's at 2.72 out of 8. Okay, and we have already hit how many times here for the extreme greed level? Okay, the first one was when? Last year. That was after July last year. And then this year itself, for somewhere July. Okay, July, we have already hit again on the second time. So usually every time when it hits the third time, usually that's where the market starts to peak. Okay, so you can say Bitcoin doesn't always get 3 moves to extreme greed. Okay, but I think this will definitely be one of them. Right, so probably there's more room for growth. Probably maybe there's still more chance to make some profits here for the crypto market. Okay, so now we're already in second half of the year. Like I said, the bull market progress, it is already 90%. Okay, have you been cleaning out or are you aggressively loading in more? That is a concern. Okay, because I believe some of you who are aggressively in right now are probably buying at the peak, probably all in at the moment. And the thing is, most of them are into altcoins. That's the thing. Okay, so yeah, probably this will be the final one before we see a lot of talk, probably. Then next, we'll see here. Okay, talking about altcoins and Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum is emerging as the next leg of the cycle, and most likely Ethereum might continue to be more ferocious in terms of volatility. Okay, probably they could continue to swing higher towards the upside. Then if you look here, Impulse confirms the explosiveness is spreading. And then the second thing here is that we need that Bitcoin isn't breaking down. That is the key here. What we want is Bitcoin to consolidate or to go sideways. Because if Bitcoin were to go down, smash down, then it actually brings Ethereum and the altcoins down as well. So you do not want that. As long as Bitcoin goes sideways, then it is a good news. So meanwhile, breaking factor is outperforming. And then we look at alts also start to go up. Usually Bitcoin will lead, and then that's where Ethereum and alts will take over after that. So this is a chart here. You can see what's happening now. Number of explosive alts so far is about 23%. So you can see this is the bottom here. So whenever there's a bottom, most likely the price of alts start to rally back again or start to be alive again. Okay, so yeah, as long as Bitcoin don't smash towards the downside, okay, as long as it can consolidate and maintain at that range, then that's where Ethereum and alts will slowly to catch up even more. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, right, and then next we're going to see here. Has the Bitcoin top? That is a very important question. Why will you ask it? Okay, have we picked already? Okay, so earlier I showed you regarding about CryptoCon extreme greed. Okay, probably they could hit the third time for that level. But if you look here, these are the 3 consigned data-driven charts that point to further upside. Number 1 is what? Liquidity timing. Then behavioral signals and capital rotation. Okay, so there are so many things to take note as well. Okay, in terms of the bull market peak. Okay, but again, this is a bit too lengthy. So I'll show you also other indicator as well to confirm that we are still not at the peak yet. I think we are still early. Okay, early in the sense that we are still have a chance to at least earn something rather than going in at the top. Okay, because we're already at the second half of the year. So 6 more months left, probably 5 more months. Okay, to capitalize whatever that you can. Okay, whatever else that you want to buy. Okay, make sure that have utility and following according to the narrative. Because this cycle is totally different from the last 2. Not all altcoins will go up. Okay, right? Especially last cycle, you can see most of them are still at a bottom and do not have a chance to even rally as well, even altcoin season, right? Okay, and then moving on next. Okay, talking about airdrop. Okay, so for those of you who have been doing Eclipse, so you might want to claim your airdrop. You can already start claiming. Okay, they have already launched Eclipse Foundation. Okay, so yeah, congratulations once again for those of you who have been doing clips, okay, tapping the bull. Then next, this year coming in from 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀. So if you have been doing 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀, or if you've been transacting on the L2 chain, like 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀, Base, Ethereum, Optimism, you might want to check. So maybe Young can check also, okay, your wallet. Maybe you also qualify. You just try to check. Okay, if you have the airdrop, then you might want to register your wallet by 17. That means tomorrow will be the last day. Eligible wallet must complete pre-claim by 17th of July. Okay, 5:30 IST. Okay, so you're going to check your wallet and you're going to see whether you qualified. If you qualified, then I think you have to do KYC. Okay, proof of humanity. Okay, so this is a site here, claim.𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀.foundation. So you want to check whether you got this airdrop. Okay, check this. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀 airdrop. So yeah, you want to check. Okay, and then next, coming in from Chainbase. So I think Chainbase we've been doing since last year, checking in every single day. Okay, collecting NFTs, collecting gems. So finally, they have already airdrop. But again, I think this is another disappointment airdrop, something similar like Humanity Protocol. They're doing quite similar. I think they're giving away a lot to Binance Alpha. Again, they screw up on the community. Okay, 1 year we did the job, then we do not get anything. So again, okay, so you want to check your eligibility if you have been doing this. Claim only starts on the 14th, which is last 2 days, and then they're giving you about 14 days old. So if you not claim within 14 days, it will go back to the community. Then it will also stake. Okay. All right. So I think a lot of people did not get this airdrop. Worst project of the year. Okay. So a lot of people complain. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is the thing about airdrop, especially testnet. Okay. Prepare to be disappointed or always have low expectations when you have this type of. This one is about, I think, 16 million funding by VC. It's 16.5 million. So usually when there's a good type of funding, usually they not screw up, but unfortunately they sell themselves to Binance Alpha, then they literally threw everyone under the bus. So yeah, that's the thing about the airdrop journey. So you have to expect this kind of thing. Okay, and of course these are the things that is beyond our control. Then moving on next, okay, coming in from Linea. So Linea is a layer 2 under Ethereum and is heavily invested by Consensus, totaling about 725 million funding by VC. And until now, they are still yet to airdrop. Already 2 years since I've been doing this, I think 2023. End of 2023 till now. So finally, they have laying up some work in progress. I think most likely by end of this month, they will come up with the tokenomics, plus the checker as well, so who is eligible. Okay, so hopefully we get something here. We get some good news by end of this month. And then maybe by August, we should be able to claim the tokens once this thing goes live for Linea. So if we're doing Linea, then I think hopefully we should wait the news by end of this month. Not then, I think another disappointment. Okay, so we're waiting for about 2 years already for this drop. Okay, waiting for so long, right? So these are the expectations when you're doing airdrop. Okay, so some of you might not know or what to expect. Okay, we contributing a lot of time and effort, and then we don't see why they have not dropped the token yet. So these are the things that we take note. And then next one, okay, so this is the airdrop summary, airdrop cap, what you need to do. Okay, they have price airdrop to click by 14, which is already done 2 days ago. Okay, 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀, 3 more days, so you got to claim. I mentioned Saga, Humanity is done. Okay, and then what else? Osmo, Celestia also got. Then Atom. So I don't think this one you want. Okay, so yeah, your 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀, you might want to check for Young. Okay, go and check your address, see whether you qualify or not. All the rest, I don't think is necessary. Okay. Then this is the indicator, whether or not are we at the peak of the bull market. So we can see here, this is the bull market peak indicator. So as for now, we are still at this level here. We can able to hodl 100%. Okay, because you can see all these indicators, they are looking at all the indicator that, you know, whether the market have already reached a certain point, okay, whether he have already triggered a certain indicator. As of now, all of these indicators, how many indicators here? 30 indicators. Not even one have also hit or trigger one of the indicators here. So as of now, still not yet, right? Some of them have already reached like what, 87%, 87.72, 87.35. Okay, almost there, or 90%. Crypto, Bitcoin Bull Run Index almost hit already, 100%. Again, distant to hit, another 9 more. Okay, so I think once it hits, I think this bar will start to reduce. So once it starts to reduce, it goes to the middle, and on the way to a sell setup here, that's why you have to be very cautious. Okay, some indicators about to hit. One here, 96. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. I said Bitcoin dominance is going down, right? So that is what we want. Then what else? Net unrealized profit, 82. So 2 already there. 3. How many here? Right? 87, 4. Okay. Then here again, 5. 5. Okay. So 5 out of 30 indicators is showing time to reset or probably to hit. So yeah, these are the things you have to take note for the bull market signal. Okay. This is the one here. So moving on next with the coin market cap. So where are we now? BTC at 118.3. Coin market cap totaling about 3.75 trillion. So look at Ethereum now, almost hitting 3.2. So you can see Ethereum will start to outperform. Okay, Ethereum's turn now to outperform against BTC and following up by altcoins. Look at Ripple, 24% in the last 7 days. Okay, last week I mentioned to you guys about Ripple for the double bottom on weekly. Okay, so now finally it went up. Then look at Solana, 167. Okay, Dogecoin, 20 cents. Okay, 15%. I know also it's up 22%. Any biggest gainer for today? Ethereum name services, ENS, 15%. Wow, all those beams are starting to go up. SPX is 900 also up. Curve down. This is, I think, is the last two-year cycle. DeFi coin went up 45%. Wow, huge. Bump.fund recently launched. Okay, I think today or yesterday, 9.87%. Okay, Loki, and then we have ASI, Fetch, 9%. Okay, so yeah, I think overall most of these coins are starting to bottom out. We're starting to see some life within them. So we're going to see how is this ALTS is going to play out for the remaining 5 more months till end of this year, and then following by Q1. Okay, so very, very important, the ALTS that you're holding. Only form of yields Bitcoin. Now we move on next with the dominance. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat box. See it later on. Okay, so where is dominance now? 63.65. We're going to see 60.2 as a support. If there's any chance of a huge pullback there for the dominance on the money time frame. Now we look on next with weekly, right? What's weekly now? Okay, maybe squeeze. Monthly, there could be a sell to buy. Okay, so there will be a chance of a huge breakdown for the dominance. If this thing going to play out, they might want to see this level. So 61.65 leading up to 60.2. Look at daily now. What is daily doing? Momentum sell on the daily, which means very good. Dominance down, up to up. That is what we want, right? H4, momentum sell, pull back, getting down again, continuation to sell for dominance. Look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, one day doing what? Reversing towards the upside. Okay, momentum sell, pull back. Now it's slowly starting to grind higher again. So where is the next resistance, right? We'll look at here. This one, 003, 108. Okay, so I think this one is going to rally for quite some time for Ethereum against Bitcoin, or probably it might have a rejection here as well. 002, 942. Okay, for Ethereum against Bitcoin. So I think most likely this week Ethereum will continue to outperform against Bitcoin together with the ALTS. Okay, so yeah, if you're holding ALTS, then that's where you're going to see some movement. Okay, and BTC. Okay, very quickly, if you have any altcoins, feel free to put in the chat box. So where is BTC heading now? 118.4 now. This will be the current support, 102.6. Look at weekly. Okay, we can see that the current support will be here, 109. Okay, look at daily now. What is daily doing? Momentum pullback, getting a higher low. So the next resistance it needs to break here, 119.8. So your 119.8, it needs to break towards the upside. Okay, it needs to break towards the upside. Look at H4. Okay, momentum sell. Candlestick change of direction from buy to sell. Back. Now I have change of direction again from sell to buy. So again, this level needs to be maintained above 117.1. Okay, for BC. EH. Okay, overall, quite bullish. We have also broke above the middle band. Okay, next level, we'll see it's here. 3641. Okay, weekly. Okay, you can see nice break above the middle band. Confirmation, maintaining above the middle band. Very nice setup, then break. Okay, so yeah, this is a level now. This is a thing. 3183. This will be the current resistance level. Look at daily now. All the way up. So 3218 already. Look at that. Okay, so I think Ethereum is going to go up and it's going to explode. So yeah, I think all those alts will be popping as well. Okay, so these are your range, your 3193 all the way to 3641. Okay, all right, or else we'll go down bench here around 3443 for ETH. Okay, so overall very good. Okay, so yeah, let's see here. Let's sweep $4. Okay, it's about to break higher already. So we're going to see here. This will be the final boss resistance at 4.12. Very nice setup, momentum, pullback, consolidation. Okay, so you can see now, consolidate, very nice setup. Final boss will be 4.12. Look at the weekly time frame. You can see pump, dump, consolidation, break. Then now the only thing is to maintain above here 4.22 as a resistance. So it needs to confirm this level of support for 4.02, $4 level. Okay, then look at daily now. Daily doing momentum. Okay, very nice setup. So you might want to wait for the pullback. So if you're planning to buy SUI, I think maybe you might want to buy around here, 3.49. There's any chance. Then you spot here as well, all the way back to here at 3.67. 367, 349 will be a good range there if there's any chance of pullback. Okay, if not, then most likely it might continue to take off there. So what's next? Solana. You're going to see here, Monday still bearish. Okay, there are a lot of resistance there. This will be the re-entry sell. 171 will be the resistance or the sell zone. Look at weekly. Okay, weekly again is still consolidating sideways. Then this will be the top E level. If there's any chance of break 182. So again, another concern is that it's not looking bullish compared to other alts. Okay, it's still sluggish. Okay, on the major time frame. Then on daily now, it's slowly shifting back up. Momentum pullback, slowly breaking higher. So yeah, I think this level needs to break to close as support. 1.64, 164, 165. Then continue to challenge. Okay, so that is Solana. So what else? See here. All right, so your WorldCoin, are you guys still holding WorldCoin? So think, might want to claim. You still have to claim. I want to check what that. So now it's at 1.09. So already bottom here. With the bottom here, it's about 80 cents, 75. Okay, might see this level as resistance. 1.49. Look at weekly time frame. Okay, you can see here. Okay, price break below the middle band, slowly pushing towards the upside. Might see this stop EV. We test again at 1.36. Look at daily now. Okay, momentum, pullback, consolidation. So it's like looking towards the upside. So we need more confirmation here. I think this level of support, 1.6. And then continue to challenge the max resistance here at 1.1 for WorldCoin. Okay, so I think most likely it's bottoming out. Very nice pattern. You can see a W pattern. Playing up, very nice. It's about to take off. Very similar like Ripple. What I mentioned to you on weekly is a W pattern and finally it break out. Okay, this is on H4 time frame. Very, very nice setup. This is the resistance that was break 1.1. You look at XRP, right? So, very similar also. So I told you on the weekly what's happening. W pattern form, break. Last week itself. So if you have bought here, now you have made a profit, right? Here to this side here, how much? 35%. Okay, so this is how the setup works, how price action works. Okay, so now it's about to challenge the final resistance level, 3.24. Look at weekly now. You can see very nice setup. So it needs to maintain a break. Let's see whether or not this week can break above 3.2.